It is Starry, and this is Starry's Lost and Found and Starrylock. There's a bit of a fog in the distance, as you can see, but the sun is definitely shining directly behind our monument for the asteroid. Let's see if I can switch this so I am no longer the recipient of the camera. So you can see the fog and see the monument, historic marker. There you go. Let's see who is in the house. I can only go as far back as StreamYard will let me go. I am Zaxxon is in the house. Rune International is here. This is Kayak 7 Seas. Doctor Who. G Keyman 565. Donna Reed is in the house. Lockpicking Engineer, all the way from Australia. Dinglehopper from Denmark. Love Rules from Japan. Evil Arch Conservative. There is a fog upon the corn. I'm not even sure you can see the silos of the farmhouse over there because of it. There's a bit of a noise from traffic. I do not know if you can see this. This is the historic marker for what is called the Estherville Meteorite. And it fell 482 feet due west of this spot on May 10th, 1879. It's one of the 3 greatest falls on record. Obviously, there are larger meteorites that have struck the Earth, but on record is the key phrase, I suppose. Parts of the meteorite are found in important museums of the world. Erected in 1929 by the Untitled Chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. So, 428 feet would definitely put us well into that cornfield over there. When I was on MAERvideos creator meet and greet last Sunday, Tripwire asked me if I was going to metal detect and look for bits of asteroid, meteorite, I should say. Not going to happen until that corn's been harvested, obviously. There is not as much here as I was hoping. There is a sculpture in Estherville that's supposed to capture the spirit of the meteorite. And then there are parts of the meteorite that are in a natural history museum in Austria, in the natural history portion of the Smithsonian, and in a museum in Estherville that has been lauded as opening soon for the last 3 years. So I don't know if money issues are the point or if the concern has been COVID for opening. I don't know. That is all there is to that site. I am going to proceed back toward Estherville and head toward what is on the map as the Norwegian Cemetery. Is that supposed to be an early cemetery? There's also a Lutheran cemetery there, so I'm going to get known as the Cemetery channel, I think, at this rate. Yeah, it looked like it's on the same turnoff as the radio station. Icy Diamond is here. Straight Up Metal Detecting. Nailed It Detecting. Rocky Mountain Life. Marlin from MAERvideos. Guedos is here. BC Treasure Trail. I don't have rights to that music. I am not going to read comments until we're done driving. It seems kind of risky. This road isn't extremely wide, and we don't have that far to go, so. Is a local Estherville radio station there, along with its transmission towers. And I'd say we're not hard to find it. Turn right. Should we turn here or wait? I don't know either. Okay. I didn't understand any of that.
I would just park alongside the
New Jersey History Hunter is here. 907 is here. 27 people. There wasn't much to show at the meteorite strike marker, so we're already at the Norwegian Cemetery. That is on this side of the road. If you cross the road over there, that is a slightly more recent Lutheran cemetery. beer can, bushcraft, digging with Deej. And I have the sun in my eyes, so it's hard to read. So we'll see if we can make out some of these tombstones. Nikolai Ibsen. Died in 1888. 53 years, 4 months, and 14 days. Looks like there's a lake down there, but it has so much algae on it, it is like emerald green lake. We have Olson. We have Elmer and Father Henry and Mother Mary, Hilda, Emma. Emma only lived to be 5. Back to that, children didn't live as long before modern medicine. Dorothy here on the end lived to be 78, though. There is some very picturesque looking tombstones out here. I'm just going to sort of take a look without talking as much as I usually do. I don't see writing at all on this one. There is the remains of some engraving. But it all depends on what has been weathered away on the stone. Otto, infant son. Died December 30, 1886. And then the finer script. is not even visible anymore because of the time wornness. We have Louis Dobie, 1861 to 1931. And then in front of that is Juliana, 1869 to 1947, the wife of Louis Dobie. And that stone has fallen from its perch. And there it is. The fence that separates the cemetery, and it's definitely leaning and nearly falling over. And look at that completely green lake down there. Ed, Flash in Your Pan is here this morning. Some of these, like this one, seem like newer monuments put in place of older ones, as it's still very fresh looking. And I think it'd be a bit more weathered if it was actually from 1905. And there is Son Elmer. And Joe from Michigan Gems has joined us. I didn't stay long at the Meteorite historic marker, Joe. It just wasn't a whole lot there, and the sun was completely backlighting it. The fog over the cornfields was kind of cool, but otherwise there wasn't much to see. So we are currently at the Norwegian Cemetery. Roy, born and died July 8th, 1897. Mabel, born and died, I cannot make out Mabel's born and died dates. Yeah, I know the sun is casting a lot of shadows when I am away from the shade of the trees. T.A. and S.S. Lean died June 17th, 1895, aged 1 day. There's a marker right there that says Thor, 1826 to 1901. And there's John Johnson and Nasby. Maybe Thor has a (1830 to 1907). I don't know what Thor's surname was. Lived a fairly lengthy life, though, almost 80 years. Adzi156 is here. As usual, if I'm mentioning names you do not see in your chat, it's probably because they are over on the other channel that this is also streaming to. Margaret, the wife of S.H. Burtness, died July 12, 1889, aged 46 years, 1 month. And that is very legible, but the side stones, you can make out father on that one. But Burnt O died at New Richmond, Wisconsin, October 22nd, 1885, aged 1 month, 2 days. Brandon O died New Richmond, Wisconsin, September 29th, 1887, aged 10 years. No, 10 months, I'm sorry. And this is a pair of children's graves. Excuse me. Well, that really echoed in the cemetery. Toilette and Bert. Seem to have been twins, as they were born on the same day and died the next day. There are links down in the description, as usual. For Monarda Rob at FL Thunder. I don't have a link to his Sunday. I got a notification that popped up on my screen, so I know it's happening. He just didn't post it early enough for me to get a link in before I had to hit the road to get here. It was a 35-minute drive to get here, so and then you have a link to MAERvideo and Straight Up Metal Detecting's creators meet and greet, which will be a mail call this morning. And Guedos has his Hangover Sunday, which starts shortly before Marlon's video ends. And now that we had our channel announcements, we can continue our cemetery tour. Oh, no mail call today. Okay. Must be a change of plans. It's another child's grave. Here is John Johnson, who lived to be 36, and Jacob S. Johnson, who lived only a few months. And those must be the children of somebody else on the marker, because there is a Great Army of the Republic, 1861 to 1865 star there. Susan, wife of H. Johnson, and Henry Johnson, who must be our Civil War veteran, lived to be 62. And there is his grandma, Anna Land, who died in 1889 at the age of 86. As you can see, the Lutheran cemetery across the road there is fairly large. Salty Magnet Fisher is here this morning. Trigil Everson, Iowa. Tech 5, 44 Calvary RCN Squad, World War II, December 12th, 1908 to February of 1971. And his veteran markers gotten bent by something, but he's all surrounded by family here with his father and his mother and Christina and Nelson and Josephine. Harold Allen Haverson, Private First Class, U.S. Army, World War II. March 14th, 1914 to July 11th, 1992. Buried next to Melvin O. Halverson. Private First Class, Company B, 142nd Engineer, CBTBM. World War II PH. And he was 3 years younger than Harold Allen, but died in 1964. And there is a grave for their parents. And there is more graves for Halverson family. And then we get into Anderson graves. And Olson. And Larson. And Thompson. And Hegbert Matheson, who lived to be 41. Gone but not forgotten. That is a particularly legible with the black inserts and lighter colored stone. There is the grave for John and Emma Wicks. And David Kenham has joined us, as has Coin World UK. I am doing good. There wasn't much to see at the meteorite marker site, so I filmed it and moved to the Norwegian Cemetery, which I'm guessing from the name that Estherville, beyond its initial Irish founders, had a lot of Norwegians settle here, which there was a lot of Norwegians that settled in Minnesota, so, and we are less than 10 miles from the Minnesota border here, so. And old Forbes is here. And I started putting my fingers into the blocking your view. Clarence M. Olson, 1906 to 1939. Charles J. Olson, 1896 to 1932. This seemed to be at the Olson plot. These graves actually have flowers having been put at them at some point. Oregon Family Magnet Fishing is here. There has been one Civil War veteran, but he died after the Civil War. Not sure what the oldest has been. Maybe somebody else remembers. We've had a few 1860s for death dates. I think there was one in the 1850s. This one settled a little oddly for Hoganson, father and mother. There's another grave marker for Wicks. That was 1842 born. I couldn't make out the death date though. John Williams says, we just stumbled upon a small 1700 cemetery that's overgrown. I'm going to clean it up in the fall and explore it a bit. Well, that's very cool. And the Johnson looks like the earliest one in the Johnson family for deaths was Helma in 1881. And SM Lock and Key notes that not going to get many Civil War battle casualty deaths in northern states where you're at, and embalming was at its infancy and extremely expensive, so they looked for officer uniforms. And the bud files is here. I do not have to worry about tripping over cactuses here, though. So we don't have them around here. Handeland. Jerome and Carol only have one date. I don't know if that means infant death. Lars and Ellen were born in the 1870s, and Lars died in 1946 and Ellen in 1961. I'm not sure if that's to mark the end of the Johnson series, because all of them have very prominent curved headstones, and then they have this little J. But there's a little L up here, so I don't know. No, that's a J as well, just upside down. Tyndall. Babies Nell and baby Richard Allen. And Richard Allen lived to slightly more than a month. It looks like baby Nell's died the day they were born. Obviously, despite the age, this is a well cared for cemetery. But I'm not sure how frequently visited, because there was only one family that had flowers on it. So Esther Frensdal, daughter of Wildemar and Geneva. Well, she seems to not be around other Friendsdale, so I don't know. And a large grave for Kittleson. For those of you who came to see the meteorite marker, I'm afraid that we were there and then moved away from it fairly quickly because there wasn't a lot to see. But I appreciate all of you coming. Here's a bee marker. So I assume those has some sort of designation, maybe for finding graves with a B row and a J row. I don't know. And that is somebody who died less than a year old in 1882. So for northwest part of Iowa, which is one of the last settled areas of Iowa, that's a fairly old grave. And here's someone who died in 1898 at the age of 83. He died December 5th, 1889. Well, I think I am going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed what became simply the visit to the Norwegian Cemetery. If you want to see the monument, the historic marker for the meteorite strike, it probably would have been much more dramatic to actually see it with a streak of light and the impact of the meteorite causing enough concussions. It was felt up to 10 miles away, so there is a link to Marnardo Rob's channel. I'm sure you can find his live after you do that. And you can say Starry Raid. There is a link to Marlon Tripwire's video, which will start in about 90 minutes. Unless something has happened and it's not happening at all. I don't know. Kind of removed from civilization here, somewhat. There is a parting view of the Norwegian Cemetery. And Oregon Family Magnet Fishing says, Starry, I hit the like on both your channels, man. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you who came, both now, we're down to 17 people. And when we were at higher numbers, you know, everybody who showed up decided to share a part of their Sunday with me. We'll be back next week. And I hope to see you then. Have a wonderful week in the interim. Take care, everyone. And we will see you soon.